We're still waiting on baby pigs, but I thought I would do a garden walkthrough for my fall garden and show you around. Full garden tour of the fall garden. Here's the chickies. This is called a chunnel. It's a chicken tunnel. I'm amazed at how many people think that I came up with this, but it's from Pinterest. Coming in here, these are supposed to be Joseph's coat roses. They start off as one color and then change to another, but this one's always pink and that one's always yellow. So I have no idea what they are. This is what happens if you try to direct sow too late. It was really hot this fall starting off. I tried to water the crap out of everything and this is what survived. This was a direct sow. It is Grand Rapids lettuce. It's the second of the 2 lettuces that I have been able to grow here, but they always do better in the spring. The cabbage, those woolly bear caterpillars really ate a bunch of this down. These will catch up in the springtime. This is an early Anna. I really like this variety. Over here I have some bok choy. This one's actually starting to seed, so I'm just going to let it seed and save the seeds off of it. This is Swiss chard. We've already eaten quite a bit of it. After you cut it, it's kind of like celery. It'll come back from the middle. So there's quite a bit of Swiss chard. You can use this in place of spinach. It doesn't have an overwhelming taste. Over here I have Early Perfection peas. It seems to have put a lot of flowers on, but not a lot of pods. I do think it's kind of like a determinate tomato where it's gonna all happen at the same time. I hope so, because that would be really convenient rather than picking them all at different times. I have cilantro here. Keep in mind, this will die in the heat. They do not like the heat. Simple to grow and easy to save seeds from. Here's some other peas called Easy Peasy. I don't know if I'd be able to do it one-handed. These peas aren't huge right now, but they're really easy to peel open. And there's my peas. Probably just eat these. Okay. Over here, I had some seeds that I dropped over here and they all started germinating. So I put them here. There's some kind of brassica, I would guess, a cabbage. So we might get some more cabbage in the spring. This is an extra cabbage I just threw over here. I direct sowed spinach here. Spinach seems to do a lot better in the spring than it does in the fall. And then more peas. I threw peas in anywhere I could. Over here is Green Magic broccoli. Now it was shaded by this tree and it actually did it a lot of good. I really like the heads on these. The buds are smaller and closer together. I'm trying to find one, but I just harvested a whole bunch of them. I was afraid that the cold was gonna nip them, and it kind of did. Some of them are a little brown. Where is that one? There it is. So see how small and clustered that is as compared to, this is marathon broccoli, and these are a lot bigger. They just kind of tricked me into thinking that they're gonna flower sooner, so I probably harvest those a little too early. These are some of the size heads I was getting off of those, not just those small ones. That's what comes up after you harvest the main head of it. I also have more marathon broccoli over here. Broccoli is extremely easy to germinate, so don't go out and buy those expensive starts. Just do it yourself. Over here is my early Italian garlic. Last year I had Texas rose and it did well, but it did not cure well. So I'm going to try this one. I have snapdragons here, salvia still there, still alive, not blooming. And then alyssum, which is one of my favorites because it's always blooming. It spreads out. You can start it from seed, it reseeds itself. It's just the easiest, amazing flower ever. That's my maple tree. It just lost its leaves like a couple weeks ago. It's doing awesome in here. Over here is asparagus. Usually when you buy this bare root, it'll say that it's 3 years old because yes, it takes 3 years to make asparagus. But after you plant it, I've been told it needs another year or so. We got some good spears, but it was like 1 or 2. So it wasn't enough to make a meal or a side dish. Right here, again, I threw some extras here. So there's an onion there. I put fennel in here and I seeded the crap out of this. It actually says to plant it after the danger of frost, but they're not in Texas, so I really think we're too hot for that. It's done well. It's gone through a couple freezing nights, so I think we're good. Here's the daikon radish. I'm gonna pull one up. That's cool. He's kind of got legs. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, beep. The goats love the tops of these. We had it in a stir fry. There's just not much flavor here. So they're fun to grow because they come up. Some of the pigs will eat them. So whatever. Then strawberries here. They had a hard time this summer. I am going to put a shade cloth on the 4 of these poles. To shade all 3 of these beds, and it'll help the strawberries out. I've pulled some of the radishes. I can have these in a salad, like my family calls them bago salads, but fresh, they're just a little too much. Don't like them fresh, so the pigs get them. This is bib lettuce. I really thought this was going to do better in the spring, and it probably still will, but obviously it's doing well right now. I have some extra garlic. This is my cauliflower. It's starting to spiral up in the middle, so it's going to make a head in the middle. This is a snowball hybrid. This is Napa cabbage. It's called Red Dragon. It looks so pretty. This was a broccoli that was mislabeled, so I put it in here on accident. All brassicas kind of start out the same. They look a lot alike. This is a purple salad cabbage, and they're really pretty. They just started to form the heads, so those will be a good addition to our salads. Again, it was hot, so my reseeding didn't work. Over here's my in-ground portion. I started these from sets, which means they've already gone through a growing period and they're not going to get as big as your starts will. The rest of this row was carrots, because I can't give up trying to grow carrots, but it never grows any bigger than like a baby's finger. Here's some of my carrots that got displaced by a chicken that got out. I planted leeks and I didn't think they were coming up, so I've seeded them again, and now they're coming up between all of the shallots that I planted. So maybe we'll get some leeks in there. I have since reseeded this, but this is spinach and I had one come up. Again, another crop that's better in the spring here in Texas. In the spring, this will take off and I'll get several harvests. I keep it in the freezer. We eat it fresh in salads and stuff. Y'all see the gadwalls on the stock tank? They've been here for about a month. Okay, here's my other in-ground portion. A lot of my root crops will do better in the native soil than they will in the raised beds, although it doesn't drain as well here. So my peas back here have suffered, and I won't put them in the ground back here again. Next, right here are my shallots. They get huge. Extra onions, because I don't have enough onions. I have beets here. They're all in various stages of growth or have already been harvested. That one's ready for harvest. These are my onion rings. The label says it's going to be onion rings. I don't know at what point do they chop themselves and fry themselves, but they should be good. This mulch is necessary because the sun will bake everything on this black fabric, but as it starts breaking down, it's making rich compost for all these grasses. But I have my chickens here to help me out with it. And they follow me around to come get those. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that and learned a little bit more about what you can plant in the fall and what survives through our Texas winters. That's not having had a major frost yet this year. We've been below 32, but not a major frost. This is the book I've been using just to let me know when their ideas of transplant times are. The goats are in the barn. Gotta go get them away from whatever they're doing. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe. I upload most Sundays and you can keep watching us grow our farm. Have a good one.